Good afternoon, Portersbury. You're joining us in the garden this afternoon, and we're playing in the sandpit. So we just thought we'd show you some of our favourite sandpit ideas.
I'm making ice cream.
You're making ice cream. So I have found that these guys are most motivated.
Greatest Showman.
No, we're not watching Greatest Showman. That's Freddie. He's come to join us. They mostly play with things that come from the kitchen. So they would much rather play with... so this is an old spoon from when these guys were first weaning. And so things like plastic forks and...
I'm going to turn it over.
Oh, you're going to make a little mini ice cream. Oh, it hasn't come out. Try again.
Auntie me now. Auntie me.
So yeah, some of our other favourite sandpit toys. Oh look, we've got one of those good old IKEA leaf. Oh, it's fallen down. Ice cube trays are really great in the sand, and these are from IKEA, and they're like soft silicone ones. So again, you might find, I know the top of my freezer is full of different trays like this, different shapes. So maybe dig them out and chuck them in your sandpit. Of course, if you haven't got sand, you might have a mud kitchen. So if you've got like a bag of compost, we had one left over from last year when we did some potting and planting that was left over, and so that's been mixed into here as well. So there's a bit of mud, a bit of sand, and these guys were given some coloured sand, which has made its way in. What is that? Those are some hair bands you've got there.
Yeah, it was in the sand.
So yeah, these are some of our favourite sandpit toys, and we thought it just might give you some inspiration of things to be doing outside in the lovely weather with your sandpit. So yeah, don't worry if you haven't got buckets and spades, because actually these guys use those the least. This is just a Tupperware pot again. Those are always great in sandpits, because I bet in your kitchen cupboards you've got some Tupperware that's either missing its lid or missing its pot. Either way, chuck it in your sandpit. Let's see, what else have we got in here that comes out quite often for the sandpit. These are great. These are from, again, IKEA, like IKEA kitchen stuff. So either your old pots and pans or pots and pans meant for a play kitchen. They are great in a sandpit. And another thing we like to do is to bury things for each other to find. So you will see that in our sandpit we have got a carrot that the Easter Bunny has hidden, and some treasure. So we've got pirate treasure in our sandpit. We have also got some letters for those pupils at Portersbury that are doing some letter sounds. You might have them digging out letters, and then they could make up words or find the letters for their name, or they could just be looking for certain colours, digging things out and just having a good old play. And again, if you haven't got a sand pit, you might have like just some trays or some buckets of sand, maybe a toy box, so like a plastic box that you usually use to store toys. You might use one of those as a sand pit. So there's lots and lots of different ways of creating some sort of sand pit, sand mud kitchen. There's lots of trendy ways of doing it. Let's not do a fight. We're trying to think of some creative things for our friends at Portersbury to do. Okay? But yeah, definitely dig out your Tupperware. Great place for your Tupperware. And don't worry about buckets and spades. That's definitely what I would say, because they are used the least. Here we go. What are you making now? Oh, you picked some sprinkles on the top. Is this one of your cupcakes? I do like your cupcakes. Can you think of any other ideas for people at Portersbury that they could do with their sandpits? We've said hiding treasure, digging for letters. And you've said that your favourite things to use are Tupperware and spoons. What else?
I'm going to do some spades. We're going to use the spade too.
Oh, when I was doing planting in the garden, you were filling up plant pots, weren't you, with sand, and then putting seeds in, which were actually little stones and things. So yeah, we've got, where are all of those? We've got a load of, you know the pots I mean, the kind of garden pots that when you buy new plants, oh, that one's seen better days, hasn't it? But you know, these little pots that you can't actually do anything with, but you buy a little plant and then you pot it up in a nice pretty pot. But they're great in the sand pit. Fill one of those with sand, and then yeah, they can do their potting and planting as well. Oh, you're using it as makeup. Interesting. Nice. But yeah, and there's loads of fine motor and gross motor skills going on. So if you are doing kind of heavy digging, you're using lots of muscles for that, lots of core coordination. They're using their tummy and arm muscles for that. So that's great for strength building, so that these guys can do their climbing and their running and their crawling and all of these kind of skills. And then there's also lots of lovely fine motor skills. So if you are hiding things in there, so we've had, as I said, beads in there, we've got coins and little things like that they're digging out. So then they're practicing their fine motor skills as well. So loads that can be going on in your... I'm not so sure about the face painting with sand, but hey... We're amused, we're occupied, we're in the sunshine, we're getting fresh air. All those things that we really love to know that our kids are doing. Because let's face it, there's plenty of screen time going on as well at the moment, isn't there? So when we can, let's get out in the fresh air and make the most of it. So have you got any other top tips for my friends at Portersbury? No more inspiration.
I like putting petals in them.
You do like putting petals in there. So right behind Evie is our pear tree, which has blossomed, and then all of their petals have fallen down. And so, yeah, she's been adding those in there as well. So, and that's another thing I'd say is don't be precious about your sand pits. They're going to get filled with bits of grass cuttings and dirt and other bit. It all just adds to the sensory fun of it all. So, yeah, don't be too precious. But enjoy. And I think we'll leave it there. Do you think, Evie? Yeah.
Mummy, look, it left a mark.
Oh, it has. There we go. So that's something else we can do in the sandpit, printing. So you've pushed something down and it's made a face. I like that. Oh, and crushed the pot. Yeah. Okay, so good luck everyone at Portersbury. We hope we've given you some ideas and inspiration for things to do in the garden. So get in your mud kitchens, your sand pits, get a tray of sand, a tray of mud, a bucket, anything you can think of. And yeah, happy playing.